Hello, I'm just going to add this on to the work I've been doing with the alternator. What we're going to do is an automatic gearbox. It's more of a sump dump rather than a full drain, because to do a full drain on these you need to disconnect the pressure, the cooler pipes at the radiator. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to shock the system, so to speak. So what you do is you just use a 24mm spanner, crack that off, and this is what we're getting out. It's worthwhile. I'll just pick this, put it on the bench. It's worthwhile getting a 5-litre jug for this. And there's a golden rule with this, is if automatic gearboxes are a nightmare to get the right temperature. If you look underneath the car, ignore this because it's just where oil's getting, when I've strained it. If it's got no leaks, the fluid level should be spot on. So what I tend to do with these now, ones where you just simply put back in exactly what you take out. So in this case, we're getting out just under 4 pints, which is like 2.5 litres. Wait, no, 2.25 litres. So all you do is make a mark on this container, empty it out, clean it out, and just fill in the same amount of the fluid, the new fluid, to replace it. Which for these Volvos, you need the JWS 3309, and it's compatible for a lot of vehicles, multi-vehicle. And when you tell the difference, literally this fluid inside of here will be like red like that, and this is very black. What you need to do to check it is just move it and look at it through there, and you can see just a slight red tinge to it, just where you can see it moving up against like the white background. This is quite dirty. I think it may have been changed at some point, but nevertheless, it is looking rather burnt, and if you smell it, it does have a slight burnt smell to it as well. But you can see there, just when it's even better if you have a white container, but naturally the white container, you can't see the level, so it's hit and miss. But that there, as you'll see, it should be pure red, like cherryade. So that is rather dark. So what we're going to do is, I've drained out 2.25 litres, I want to put back in 2.25 litres. I've got 2 of these, I've got 8 litres. So for me in a garage, it's no bother. Today, all I'm going to do is simply put back in exactly what I've taken out, run it for a week. When I get a spare bit of time, do the same process again and again and again. Hopefully, out of 8 litres I've got, if it's 2 litres every time, 2, 4, 6, 8, should get about 4 flushes out. But I have got some other fluid which is compatible, so we'll just be slightly under our 4 litres, because if you look, what's coming out is about 2.25. So we'll definitely get 3, but with 4, we should have enough left, plus some other fluid that I've got that's compatible. So we should get 4 flushes, and I think 4 flushes should be getting it a lot better. And what I'll do is I'll probably do an update video to show you how things go on. Before you drain it out, you can do it when it's hot. At the same time you do it, I think when you do it when it's hot, you'll get a little bit more out. It's just the fact of, I had the car on the lift, I'm doing all that work, this is just how it's going to be. Make sure before you drain it to remove the dipstick. And what I'll show you, I'll just bring the lift down. The dipstick's located just down there, just where my finger's pointing. I'll just move that pipe back, that's your dipstick there. So what you'll need is, like what I've got, I've just made up, this needs cleaned by the way, just a tube with a little funnel. Simply pop it in and pour in exactly what you took out. Then run the car, and I suppose if you want to, you can check the fluid level, but it just becomes a chew with these sometimes, because if you look on the stick, if it zooms in, you're cold and you're hot, but it tells you on the stick, do not overfill 0.2 litres, that's only 200ml, between minimum and maximum. So like I've said, it's important to put in exactly what you take out. There's nothing saying it might not be low for some other unknown reason, but be careful with these, because when they say hot and cold, there's certain temperatures they've got to be at. Like at the end of the day, what's hot? You know, running half an hour, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. It's a bit of a grey area with these. Normally it's 40 degrees at the bottom and above, I think 60 degrees at the top end. So the most you can do, I suppose, is start it up from cold, like straight away when you put the fluid in, and effectively the fluid thing should be somewhere within the cold area. But this is where things get confusing, because if the car's not on the level or anything, you can go overfilling it and cause just as much damage as it's been underfilled. So the car's been driving, if your car's been driving relatively okay, just simply put in what you take out. So I'm not going to do any more in this video. You've seen the only thing which is worth doing if it's cold, put the oil in a hot car or in front of a heater for a little bit just to warm it up, and you'll find it'll pour much easier down into back into the gearbox. You don't need to watch us doing that, but once you've done it, you just simply start your vehicle up, put it through the gears. You've seen this on my other videos, and check the level, but don't go getting yourself all confused, because I know so many people overfill these through just simply getting things wrong on the sticks. So that's fine. I'll catch you on another video. I've just fit a new side repeater because it was all fogging up. I've got one for a few quid on eBay. I think I've already done this on the video anyway. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. New alternator clutch pulley, new engine mount. Like I said, timing belt, water pump. I've got a lower crankshaft oil seal. There's a very, very slight beep. May or may not do that. There'll be the proper Volvo coolant to go in. And that was it, I think, up to now. That's all I'm doing on the car. So, I'll catch you in another video. I'll probably keep this at the end of the video, this video for now. So, if you like this, like, comment and subscribe. And I'll catch you in another video. Thanks. Bye. Hello and welcome back to the final part of the transmission service on the S80 D5, but ignore this, it's the same on all the platforms. Even the XC90, that's four-wheel drive, they have a very similar gearbox system on these years. S60, V70, all the rest of them. So what we've been doing is doing what they call a sump dump, which is just simply to release the sump, and you normally get about 2.5 litres out. What you're supposed to do, according to the books, is you can't see them from underneath. There's the coolant pipes that go into the radiator. I'll show you them from the top. And you pull them out, and what will happen is the clips snap, the pipes start to leak. So this is the best way to do it. But this is 4 times this has been done now. I just wanted to just show people and let people, I think a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll drop that sump, and then they'll think, oh, look how much has come out, that's got to be it. This is the 4th time I've done this, and every time it's about 2.5 litres. So what's that? Nearly 10 litres nearly I've done. And this is still what it's looking like on, well, this was the 3rd, that's new to go in 4. So it is looking better. You can see that red tinge, it's not very much, but it's definitely getting better. So expect it to do at least 10 litres worth of flushing before you'll see. Because, I mean, obviously the new fluid I've showed you in the previous videos to this. I'm going to link them all together to one. The fluid is that colour. It is full-on cherryade red. And that's what's coming out. And what I've been doing is about 100 to 200 mile in between doing these. I've been doing a lot of miles in the car lately, so it gives it a good chance. But remember, all you're doing is dropping the sump. There's all the torque converter. I mean, I think the torque converter holds about 5 litres on its own. And then there's all the other parts of the gearbox, which doesn't drain when you do this. But like I've said, this may sound like I'm repeating myself, because what I'm doing is I'm just doing each video one after the other. And I'm going to join them together. So this will all be in like one video, you know. So like I've said, simple thing. Whatever you drain out, put back in. As I see, you'd be better off getting a 5 litre jug like this one, and just simply make a little mark on it with a white paint pen, and then drain. Then obviously empty the container out, clean it out, fill it with the new, put exactly the same back in. So I've already shown you on the previous videos how you put it in. I've just got this little straw system, which works absolutely perfect. Down the dipstick from under the bonnet. It's in here because I just keep it in this bag to keep it clean, the dust off it when I find it. Yeah, so this is what I've kind of made. It's just a piece of fuel pipe with a little funnel on it, and it just simply goes into your dipstick hole and you pour it down. There's the dipstick there. It's just down here. Just pops into the hole as so. So I'm trying to do this there, and that's it. Pour your fluid in, job done. Don't get yourself too confused over this, because you will. I guarantee it. If you look on my videos, I've done plenty. Just keep to the rule of, if there's no signs of any leaks, put back in exactly what you've taken out. I must admit, with this car, I was taking out 2.5 litres to this point here. That one. And I noticed even before I changed the oil, the gears weren't, well, they're smooth, but with me being a mechanic, I just thought something quite wasn't right. And obviously over the car will be coming up, 18, 19-year-old, obviously over time, fluid does sort of, like kind of degrade and evaporate to a certain extent and with a slight amount of weepage. So what I've done is, I don't recommend you doing this unless you really know what you're doing. I've upped it from that point to, ignore that, that was off me Mercedes, me ML. It was going to this point here. I should have wiped these off before I started. From this point here, I've upped it to there. I know that doesn't seem much, but it does tell you on the dipstick on these gearboxes not to overfill them, because there's only like 200ml between maximum and minimum. But I have put a little bit more fluid into this, and it drives so much better. Before anybody starts shouting on, it's an old car, if it blows up, it doesn't owe as much. Be quite honest, I don't really care. But I have spoken to the gearbox specialist places. I deal with them quite a bit, and he's told me all sorts of things to do, like from putting automatic gearbox fluid into manual gearboxes. That's something to do with the DSG boxes, which they do. There's a lot of gearboxes along these lines, what they do, where you put like slightly less fluid in what the manufacturer state, or slightly more, and you'll be surprised at the positive results you get. I mean, crikey, don't go putting an extra litre in too much, but a couple of 100ml more or less can sometimes massively improve the change. And I will say with this one, by just adding a couple of, I think about 200ml more, it really, really has totally transformed the gearbox. So there you go, and that's the fluid. Just remember, JWS 3309, that's what you want to be putting into these. Very important to remember that. Then you just simply pour the fluid in, start the carp, run it through the gears, take it for a drive, job done. You don't have to mess around for ages, dipping the stick, topping up, dipping the stick, topping up, because you've just simply put back in what you've taken out. So I'll just go to 2 minutes, somebody's came to the garage. Sorry, I keep getting stopped. So there you go, there's the new fluid in, just as if like magic. So there we go, up to the mark we'll put it at. That's a new fluid, that's what it should look like, which it doesn't when it comes out. But unfortunately, since you can't get it all out, like I've said, this is nearly 10 litres has been flushed through. I'm going to stop for now, that'll do, and it maybe in a couple of more months' time. I've got a little bit left, I'll probably need to buy another container of oil, because I've only got about 2 litres left in the other one. So, so that's it. So, I mean, it's easy enough to make these little things, but don't go draining the oil out and then expect just to pour it in like you would into your oil filler cap, because it ain't going to happen. So just be prepared. Obviously check that the dipstick can come out, that it's not seized before you drain it off, because if you drain your oil out and you find you can't fill it up, you're knackered. So there you go. There's the process of changing the automatic gearbox fluid, and I would pretty much say most Volvos of this age, as well as the petrol ones as well, all have the same gearbox. So that's that. I'll leave that now, and I'll get back to you if you like this kind of stuff. I'm only trying to help people, help save you a bit of money. I run a garage, I'm talking myself out of money really, but to be honest, these are jobs members of the public can do, if done sensibly, reasonable. Don't go hand-fisted snapping things, but it's worth having a go, because it's a lot of money to take your car to an automatic gearbox specialist to get a flush done. So yeah, I'll catch you in another video. Like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.